Hey guys, I want to talk about my arcade cabinet, my MAME arcade cabinet. So this is from RecRoom Masters. This is the 27-inch version of their arcade cabinet. Now, I'll probably be all over the place because I don't really have a set agenda of where I'm going to go, how I'm going to explain this. I have pictures, how I modified it, and if you're looking for one of these cabinets, maybe it's something to consider when you get one. So first, let me talk about the white T-molding right here. Now, RecRoom Masters usually puts on black, but I called him up and he has different colors for the T-molding, and I wanted white because of my theming. Now, talking about theming, you know, they have these side art that they can put on before they send it to you, or you can get the cabinet and then put the side art yourself and design it yourself, which is what I did. I designed it myself. I went to their website and saw different graphics and kind of put it together, and they were able to do my ideas. So on the side graphics here, you know, I have the Arcade Classics text with the Dragon's Lair, because that's probably my #1 favorite video game, and then this swoosh or swoop, whatever you want to call it, this white swoop here, which matches the T-molding. That's kind of where I got the idea. Now this is an applied one. I applied it myself. It wasn't set in the factory and then sent to me. With the other graphics of Mortal Kombat, Space Ace, which is another one of my favorites, you know, Galaga, Defender, and Asteroids, just to give it some old nostalgic feel to it. Now, as far as the marquee, you know, I got different pieces of art. Sorry, let me, but what I would have changed on here was I would have made some of this art a little smaller because it's cutting off some of the graphics, like Hubert here, you know. I wanted to kind of match some graphics from the side to the front. And there's Dirk from Dragon's Lair. Now, around the bezel here, I just got some graphics. I forget exactly what cabinet this bezel is from, but you know, I wanted to hide the monitor because without this you would see the monitor. The only problem with that is it's hard to turn it on and off because I'm covering up the IR. Now it's this little bezel sticker that I asked to be created was, you know, PlayStation 3, because I have a PlayStation 3 inside of it, so it kind of reminds me of the buttons and some sort of combinations to change. And coming over here, I have the original Xbox buttons, and there's some customizations to change the buttons. Now, I also have for the PlayStation 3 the eye for my gun games, which I like to play. Now, as far as the tank stick goes, I designed the graphics on it, you know, taking this and that off their website to figure out what kind of graphics I want. And of course, these buttons, if you look at my other video, matches the original Xbox controller. And you have a little Space Invader dudes up there. And then, of course, you have my sit down and shut up and just play the damn game. So, you know, I really enjoyed this design, this blue and white theme. Now, coming down, I have this door here with different, you know, Nintendo, Sega, Xbox logos on it, and I've basically, it's a drawer. Now inside And you know, I'm going to go back and forth, so you know, just bear with me here. Where I have the remote, and this other sticker here got messed up, so they sent me other stickers because there was tears and stuff. So they were nice enough to give me the whole stickers all over again. So I had some extras, so I used it on this inside shelf here. But here's a remote for the 27-inch PS3 monitor. I have my keys, which I'll show you in a second. And here is the amplifier that I'm using for sound. And this is from Wreck-It Ralph, out of order. Alright, so let me close this up. Now, this is going to be a little harder to see because RecRoom Masters, they have two versions. Okay, come on, focus. Sorry, so RecRoom Masters has either a door or this coin door option. It's not both. So what I did was I customized the door to get the coin door to work. And I've put this lock in here just to make it more authentic feel. And I'll show you here. Okay, come on. Hang on, guys. I'm doing this with one hand. Sorry. Come on. Having technical difficulties. There we go. So, there's the door. And there's a coin door where I added for the money and another shelf. But I'll get all into what's inside here later. But anyway, so it is possibility to purchase the door and add the coin door inside the door. All you do is just route the hole. I know it's really hard to see because I'm zoomed in. So let me step back so you can see the whole thing. So there is the coin door with the door. Alright, let me show you the back real quick. Oh, and by the way, here is the coin door panel. RecRoom Masters was kind enough to give me both panels, one with the door and one with the coin door, just to see if I was able to, well, really just to see if I was going to mess up the door, because he knew what I was going to do, and he goes, well, let me give you another panel in case you mess up the door. But it all worked in the end. Thank God. Okay guys, sorry. This is like no room back here. So I'm going to try to do this my best way. So the back of these cabinets, there is no backing. It's wide open. And I didn't want that. So I added a panel. And I'll show you in the pictures what I did. And I added a vent. This little sticker about the restricted area. And that's how it's being held. And I also have a lock to open this whole back end up. So that really made this feel more like a cabinet. Now moving up, and I'm sorry, I'm so close to the wall. This is where the monitor sits and the wiring for the marquee is. Now, what happened to me is the monitor that I'm using is a little bit wider, so I had to use these blocks because the monitor was a little bit, not sideways, but was not perfectly straight. So it worked. I didn't really want to sand down the cabinet or the monitor, and then I had to, and I use their holes for the monitor. Whoops, sorry. And that worked very well. I had no problems with it. So that's what the back looks like, and it worked out very nicely. Now I just turned on the power just to show you. I bought these speakers with blue neon lights in it, which was not hard to get power from. I just spliced into an adapter, AC adapter, and you know, it really made it pop and made it very authentic, or an authentic feel. So I was real happy and surprised how well it worked. Coming down where the coin door, that lights up too. So it's a very nice little setup, you know, and with the original Xbox, which I'm turning it on, this is the crystal Xbox, and there's a green light that I added, and of course I added a extra shelf to have the PlayStation 3, which is really hard to see. And I also had to notch in the shelf. Come on, is it even possible? Yeah, I might have to show you at a later time because I don't have like a flashlight. But I had to notch in this shelf. Come on, focus. Because of this side piece of the coin door was hitting that shelf. And then the bottom, I'm just using it for storage, like the steering wheel and the gun. Welcome to part 1 of the Xmod Arcade. What I have here is all the parts I'll be using to make the arcade cabinet. These 3 boxes are from RecRoom Masters. It's the Extension Arcade XL model, which was custom ordered with white T molding. Here is the tank stick, also from RecRoom Masters. I've already modified the tank stick to, let me grab this here, to emulate the original Xbox buttons. You can see the colors match. And over here, let me zoom out a little, is the skin I will be using to apply to the tank stick, which is also from RecRoom Masters graphics department. Now for the monitor, I'll be using the Sony PlayStation monitor. It's a 24-inch monitor. The XL cabinet does take a 27-inch, but this monitor does 3D, and I want to try some 3D gameage. So let's talk about the consoles I'll be using. Here is a Halo original Xbox. It's been modified to 500 gig. It's got the traditional coin ops and so on with a lot of games. Over here is my fat 60 gig PlayStation 3, which is backwards compatible. Also been modified with a 500 gig hard drive. Now this guy is the Lenovo. Hold on one second, let me look at my notes. I've got it all written down so I don't mess anything up. It's the Q190. Now it's got a 500 gig hard drive, and it will have games with MAME. Over here is the coin mechanism from Game Room Masters, which will be in the cabinet. You could add coins and just add credits like a regular arcade cabinet. For sound, I will be using this Kentinger HY502. Now this little guy, I've already tried it out. Seems pretty good. It's only going to be powering 2 6.5-inch speakers, which I'll show you in a second. But for my needs in this cabinet, I think it's going to work. And of course, it comes with this little remote for on-off and so on. For the speakers, this is the dual Illuminite, which has blue LED lights in it. Now it shows 140 watts. I'm not too concerned about the watts. I like the blue lights. It's going to be a cool effect. And I'm going to have these spacers because the speaker pieces protrude beyond the face of it right here. So I'll need these spacers to put in the cabinet. Also, I'm going to be adding these leg lifters for extra support, so it'll be leveled wherever I'm going to put it, because I don't want this thing to wobble around. Now, for a side note, I'm going to be adding a back panel because I've already seen that the XL model does not have a back, and I want to add a back to make it more authentic. So here it is. Here you go. Stay tuned for the next part of the X Mod Arcade. Thanks for watching. For the leg lifters, I've kind of found the bottom base board, and I've just located kind of where I want my levelers to go. So now I'm going to measure it and going to be putting some tape to make sure it's all square, and we'll come back to that. So now you can see I drilled all 4 holes, and here's what it's going to look like when I put these little brackets in. It goes in that way, and then I've got the 3 screws that will be screwed in, and I should be done with that. So for the next mod, this is the door for the XL extension cabinet. I want to cut a hole in so I can put the coin door. So I'm going to drill some holes and then cut it out. Now here's the door with the coin door cut in, and I made a hole for a new key for the door. It'll be all locked up. Okay, so now I'm doing the back of the arcade cabinet. What I did was, if you could see, I've got a U-shaped bracket right here, and I drilled a hole through it, so the back panel is going to be laying in that U channel. And if you look at the panel itself, here's some blue tape to where I'm going to be cutting. I'm going to be putting this grate right here, and I'm going to be making a hole for the extension cord and the lock. And then I'm going to paint this black. So that's going to be the next project. So now here's a panel all cut up. This shape right here is going to go into the L channel, and then we've got this round hole here that's going to go for the extension cord. That's for the vent, and over there I'm putting a lock. So it worked out fairly well. So now here's a test fit, and you could see the going right into the L bracket, the panel, so you can't slide it. It's stayed put, and everything worked out well with the dimensions. So this is the Sony PlayStation monitor, and I've been racking my brains how I'm going to connect it to the back of the cabinet. So I found these on eBay, these little brackets, and I'm able to rotate it to the holes of the wood. So I will record that after I install this to the back of the wood. I think it's a good fix. And so here's the skin. Now I have to take some of these buttons off because it is so tight that it is overlapping. Like right here you can see, so I'm going to take this button off, put it in, and then put the button back. So not bad. Still a little work, but it's very, very nice. So now I'm going to be adding the graphics on the side. I removed all the bolts, and here's the graphics. It's peeled off a little right there. I'll show you after I'm done. Alright, got the stickers on the side, bottom side panel. They're looking really good. It was not easy, not for the faint of heart for sure. But now it's on there. So here's the cabinet with the artwork on. And there's the door with the coin slot. It's all coming together. So this is the inside where the speaker and the light is. The light should actually be on this board, but it was hitting the speaker. So if you're going to do the speaker idea, you'll have to put the light on the very top part. It's very cramped in there. Now here's the top section with the new side art, which is not for the faint of heart, not very easy. Also, not for the faint of heart, was putting in this monitor. What a pain in the butt. I'm telling you, it was not fun.